If you only knew the power of the dark side, it is your destiny.
Hello everyone, this is Take the Gate. It is September 10th, 2014. And I am bringing you an article that was found on Reason, and it was posted by a blogger. And I had to do some crafty techniques to actually go back and pull out the information. So this person was at a Reform Sex Offender Law Conference in Dallas, Texas, and this person, Lenore Skenazy, wrote this article, and it was written on July 17th, 2014. I saw a man get arrested for sex crime because he made a scheduling error. So, when I agreed to be a keynote speaker at the Reform Sex Offender Laws Conference this week in Dallas, Texas, I didn't expect to hit quite so home. Before I arrived, I got a phone call from a soft-spoken, super articulate young man named Joshua Gravens, who is a Soros Justice Scholar based in Dallas. His specialty was injustice in the sex offender registry and the fact that it isn't making kids any safer. See the study in this article. He was on the public sex offender list until recently and still has restrictions on his movement. He invited me to come with him to the police department to give notice he had moved. Who could resist? He became a sex offender at the age of 12 when he touched his sister's hoo-ha twice. His sister told their mom. Josh said that it was true and that he was embarrassed at the time to mention that he himself had been raped as a young boy by 3 local high school children, and their mom called counseling service for advice. Counselors said that Josh's mother was required to report his crime to the authorities, and the next day he was arrested. He spent the next 4 years in juvenile prison in the Texas Youth Commission, as it is officially called. The charge was aggravated sexual assault because any sex offense against a person under age 14 is automatically aggravated. He got out at age 16 and was put into a sex offender registry, which Dallas requires him to report in person to authorities once a year, as well as any time anything in his life changes. Today he's 27, married with children, and smiling. We met up. He had a jolly breakfast, except for his fact that he felt too pudgy to start speaking tours, and he went off to the registry because his family had just moved to a new house, and he had just let the state know no more than 7 days after the move. Just as a detective in the nondescript office finished typing this information into the system, and Josh and I were about to go to lunch, a man with a beard and a badge strode up and said, "Joshua Gravens?" "Yes." "You are under arrest for not alerting the authorities to your new address." He whipped out handcuffs. "Put your hands behind your back." As the man tightened cuffs, Josh calmly explained that the registering of his new address that very minute. The law says that you have to register the fact that you're going to move 7 days before the move to. So you have to know 7 days before where you're going to move to, and that seems highly irregular, but that's the way the law is written. "I think you're mistaken," said Josh, as pleasantly as discussing the weather. "I was told to arrest you," was the reply, and that was that. Josh handed me his car keys and followed the man out to his van, along with the handcuffed woman who was crying. She's going to jail for having listed her address as the hotel where she actually lives, in her car in front of a hotel. Statute suggests that the officer was correct. Registrants must report their intention to change addresses as 7 days before actually moving, according to the statute. After trying to reach Josh's contacts, I hurried over to the sex offender conference to ask why and what would happen to Josh now. "I might be mistaken," said John Corderio, a sex offender registrant and director of Fort Worth Reentry Program for Offenders, "but technically he has broken the law, and failure to comply with registry laws is considered a new sexual offense." "A sexual offense?" "Yes. Any registering snafu is considered a sex crime, and depending on the judge, it can be punished harshly as the original offense. In other words, Josh, at 27, will be treated as if he had touched an 8-year-old's vagina. Typically, there is a mandatory minimum of 2 years to 5 years," said Corderio. "In Arkansas, he'd be looking at 6, said another attendee. Now, maybe Josh will get a great lawyer, maybe he'll get a lenient judge, a compassionate prosecutor, or maybe he'll just spend the next half-decade in prison, charged as a sexual predator for showing up 13 days late with his moving plans. It's time to reform those laws. That's what this author is asking. And I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. This is Take the Gate. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Signing out.